Greetings, math fans. Alright, so this is actually a pretty short video, and this is actually in addition to the video on tangent and cotangent. And I want to talk a little bit about the equations of asymptotes, or as you finally know them as donkey purses. Okay? Alright, so an equation of an asymptote, first of all, if you think about it, I'm just going to kind of randomly draw one. Actually, this is for, let's do real quickly, y equals tangent of x. Well, don't you guys agree? You draw your asymptotes at, this is pi over 2 and negative pi over 2. Okay, so these are really, really easy to come up with an equation. First of all, do you guys agree this is a vertical line? And what's the equation of any vertical line? Well, isn't it x equals? So if I ask you for an equation of one of the asymptotes, you would literally look at, here it is, it's negative pi over 2, it's crossing negative pi over 2, so it's x equals negative pi over 2. And that's the answer for that problem. Okay, if I asked you for two asymptotes, you just give me the other one, x equals pi over 2. Okay, it's really easy. So remember, the beauty of tangent is that how do you figure out where the asymptotes are? You just look at the compound inequality that I drew, right? That you wrote out, and you look at the two endpoints. That's it. That's all you do. Really, really, really easy. Okay, so let me just kind of give you an example here. If I gave you an equation like y equals negative 17 minus 6 tangent of 2 parentheses x plus pi over 4. All right, so this doesn't matter, right? This part right here, the vertical shift and the value of a does not matter. Literally, I'm going to do this. This is how you solve it anyway. You would set that between, and be careful, right? It's negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. Don't do 0 to pi. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply it by 1/2 to get negative pi over 4 less than or equal to x plus pi over 4 less than or equal to pi over 4. Then I'm going to subtract pi over 4 from all sides. I get negative 2 pi over 4 or negative pi over 2 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 0. So if I ask you for a specific question of give me an equation of two of the asymptotes. So give equation of two asymptotes. Okay, it's easy. You just look at these endpoints right here. X equals negative pi over 2 and x equals 0. It's pretty easy. So how difficult is it to do for cotangent? Same thing. Y equals, let's see, negative 17,000 minus 85,263 cotangent of 2x minus pi over 2. Okay, once again, this doesn't matter, right? Your vertical shift and your value of a doesn't matter, so I'm just going to do 2x minus pi over 2. That's between, now it's between 0 and pi, right? That's for cotangent. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add pi over 2 to all sides. So you get pi over 2 less than or equal to 2x less than or equal to 3 pi over 2. And then I'm going to multiply everything by 1/2. So pi over 4 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3 pi over 4. So if I ask you for the asymptotes, equations of the asymptotes, you're going to say x equals pi over 4 and x equals 3 pi over 4. Now technically that's just two of them, right? There's an infinite number because the graph, it keeps going. Okay, but you know, just to get an idea, a general idea of two of them, that would be an equation. Now I could ask you to give me an equation of an asymptote for secant or cosecant, right? Okay, so if I make a graph, let's just make a sine graph here, and here are my asymptotes. I mean, you know these asymptotes are where it crosses that x-axis. So for this regular graph here, for this would be y equals cosecant of x, right? So you draw a sine graph. I would have an asymptote at x equals 0, and at pi, and at 2 pi, right? Okay, so I could ask you guys to graph it, and that's what you do. You'd actually make a quick graph, and you could tell me the equations. So that's kind of how you would find a secant or cosecant asymptote. All right, so not not going to concentrate too much on that. But what about this one? What about y equals cosine of x? And I asked you to find the asymptote for that. How would you find it? Well, most of you, hopefully all of you, should say, Mr. Kerfus, that doesn't have an asymptote. And I would say, that's right. So you'd write none. Okay? I mean, cosine doesn't have an asymptote, neither does sine. So just, don't be fooled by that, right? Just remember, these have no asymptotes, and everything else, all the other 4 trig functions have asymptotes. All right? So that's it. Basically just want to know how to find a 1, especially for tangent, cotangent. Secant, cosecant, you can graph if you need to. And the main one is tangent and cotangent. That's what we covered today. Okay? That's it, math fans. Have an outstanding day. Adios. Goodbye.